Hello, my name is Mustafa.
My name is Anat.
And today we'll be looking at the role of business analytics in the video game industry. First, we will look at the current state by looking at the demographics and breaking down the market. Then we'll be looking at the future state of business analytics by looking at forecasts and the role of big data. Then we will explain the reasons for data analytics in this industry, and finally we'll present a roadmap for future challenges. Currently, business analytics are used in the gaming industry to conduct market segmentation to find profitable areas to target. The graphic presents two generic descriptive statistics to separate the market, which are gender and device ownership. The graphics presented here segment the consumer market genre, age, and purchasing factors. They are used to determine profitable areas and also to meet regulations such as age standards. Also, data is captured on which platforms are currently the most profitable and which to build your games on. For example, game developers building a mobile game would rather base it on a smartphone than a tablet based on year-on-year growth rate. Data is also collected annually on geographical regions and which markets are the most profitable. Overall, in its current state, data analytics is mostly focused on the commercial aspect of the business, focusing on monetary gains from consumers. However, there is also an emphasis on player behaviors in-game, which track KPIs such as user-to-user transactions, milestones, the cycle of earning, and spending currency. Currently, we're looking at the Pokemon Go in-game activities that both users and developers both have access to. They both use it to make the game better and to relay information with each other.
In the future, mobile gaming will hold half the global revenues in the gaming industry. This will result in a new wave of analytical issues that developers will face, such as what type of phone people hold. One of the biggest issues currently present and relevant in the future is regarding compatibility. Currently, there are issues with optimizing games for both Android and iOS. iOS is easy as there is not many variants, but on Android, there are numerous different phone aspect ratios and other factors that come into play. Information about the use of mobile devices can help developers increase the gameplay experience for the gamers. The future of data analytics within the industry will reflect the advancement of technology taking place right now and in the near future, such as virtual reality and augmented reality, such as Pokemon Go. Speaking of the increased data in the future, we go on to big data. This graph shows the amount of data collected in the past 2 years and projections for the next 4 years. From 2016, we have doubled the intake of information from 915 petabytes to 1818 petabytes, and by 2021, 10 times we had consumed in 2016. This shows the immediate need for data analytics processes to handle this much volume of data.
The most important factor of a successful game is the level of customer engagement. We believe the more engaged the players with the game, the more likely they are to enjoy the game. An application of business analytics for the level of engagement is to look at an increase in viewership on streaming sites like Twitch. Games that are continuously generating player interactions will see increases in their viewership because players are heavily invested in their product. As you can see from the graph, the games with the highest increase in average viewers over the last year are games that have built strong player communities. GTA 5 has GTA Online that allows players to create their own races and share and play with others. The sustained viewership indicates to developers that GTA Online is an integral part of the product and hence why they continuously improve it each year. Other games such as PUBG and Overwatch emphasize competitive leagues to increase engagement. On the graph, we highlight 2 points that are important. The first point is the final of the Overwatch's World Cup final, which resulted in a 590% spike in viewership. The second point highlights the first day of Overwatch League, which increased viewership by 500%. The increase in viewerships on these specific events show that adding a formal competitive element can increase engagement. Hence why Overwatch, PUBG, and Fortnite are all adding more tournaments this year. Finally, we would like to look at Fortnite's increase in viewership. With weekly updates and an active social media presence, it stays connected to its fans at all times. By creating a deeper connection with players are more invested into the product and absorb and create more content. This is an example of how business analytics can help a game developer understand whether a game mode, feature, or customer relation strategy is successful and improve the accuracy for future decisions. The cycle is represented here. In relation to engagement is the metric of retention, which measures the ability to retain a person playing the game for an X number of days after the release date. It is also an indication of games that are successful because the longer you can keep the consumer interested, the more likely they will be to share their experience and influence others. The graphic on the right shows the natural regression in retention rates, and the graphic on the left shows how engaging with consumers can boost retention rates by more than 50%. Other metrics are used to measure engagement levels of a game, such as monthly active user MAU and stickiness. MAU shows the rate at which new players are playing the game monthly. Stickiness measures the percentage of players which return on any given day. This can identify games where there's an imbalance between difficulty level and player skill levels. Other metrics measure the profitability, such as conversion rate, average revenue per user, and average revenue per paying user. Low figures indicate ineffective marketing strategies. Using these figures for market segmentation into countries or platforms can identify targets for advertising campaigns. Overall, these metrics are necessary because they help identify profitable marketing segments, assess the success of product launches, and monitor long-term performance. The roadmap towards a successful business in the gaming industry consists of several stages. The first step is a comprehensive review of the business, which means knowing its needs. One need is human capital, being able to acquire analysts and data scientists. Also, there are infrastructure needs such as having the appropriate technology to be able to process data. Regarding the current need for infrastructures, some games have global player bases, so the architecture supporting those users need to be implemented correctly. Online games are particularly prone to network-related issues such as ping and lag rates. Those issues are being inflated during peak gaming times. Big data analytics enables gaming companies to use server and network data to understand precisely when their network infrastructure is being overworked. This knowledge enables companies to scale up or down according to player need. In today's world of cloud-based architectures where cost is tied to usage, this information can impact a company's bottom line. The second stage requires a clear understanding of the business, meaning knowing the challenges related to the business model. Identifying current issues clearly helps to understand the type of data required to address them and where to source them from. In the gaming industry, there's a large volume of data available to developers, and identifying specific issues first can filter out irrelevant data. Finally, data from previous investments can be used to assess the viability of future ones. Due to the increased volume of forecasted data, developers should be wary of information overload. The third stage would be to have business goals tied to analytics, so specific goals such as performance would be connected with the data collection process. Each team in the business should have their goals known so they can utilize appropriate data effectively. For example, collecting data on player demographics can help implement an effective marketing strategy. The final stage would be to properly prioritize the implementation phases. The main goal of the stage should be to reduce implementation risk so implementation is successful. The final stage ensures that processes are free of error and ensures data integrity. Sometimes in the gaming industry, an overemphasis on data is dangerous because there is an emotional connection with the consumer that is not represented through the data. Alternatively, you want to put emphasis on qualitative data and interact with players directly. Following this roadmap, a business can prepare for the future of business analytics and identify new business solutions. Thank you.